He won by a coin toss, being appropriate as a referee and all. So at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage our court jester, Andrew Perrin.
On a lighter note, welcome President Johnson, family, friends, and fellow graduates. First and foremost, in your brochures you got tonight, there is on a mention of the red ribbons that we're wearing. And tonight we're wearing them in honor of the firefighter from Worcester who lost his life in the line of duty this past week. And we're honoring his work and dedication and his family. For the last time, you never have to receive that text message. That says grades are up. It's all done now. We've all taken different paths and journeys to get to this point in our life. For most of us, it took 2 years. For some of us, we decided an extra semester would be good for our educational careers. Not all of us started this journey together. Some of us, this is our first college degrees. Others were first floors, teachers, customer service representatives, students, waitresses, nursing assistants, or soldiers in the army. People say, I can't believe you're in nursing school. I've heard how challenging and time-consuming it is. And to be completely honest with you, it is. The nursing one, the simplest task that we do our whole lives, completely turned upside down. On our first day, hand washing became a completely different part of our lives. I swear, if you put your hand under a black light, you will wash your hands before, during, and after you visit with your patients. Other parts, making beds with mitered corners, or the change of words where walking is now ambulation. A nosebleed is now epistaxis, and everything has an abbreviation. SOB had a completely different meaning before I came to nursing school. In nursing 2 and 3, sorry, Amy's kids are here, I can't do that. In nursing 2 and 3, we honed our skills in the medical surgical field. We learned about many different diseases and sat in lecture and wondered, which disease do I have today? I know, at least me, went home after the integumentary system lecture and saw we had skin cancer. We learned every sign and symptom and every nursing intervention in between. In lab, we learned all the skills required to be a nurse, from indwelling urinary catheters, NG tubes, sterile dressing changes, or Professor De Pasquale was a man, whether he lived or died. In nursing 4, we jumped into maternity, psychology, leadership, and management. The mystery of the first intervention for late decelerations will never be answered. We had the honor, and we thank our patients, to get to see the birth of a child, and that is an experience that some of us will ever forget. Professor Chattis expects to see us in 10 years and still know the anticholinergic side effects. Dry mouth. I promise I'll tell you the other ones after. And Professor Holland taught us about triage and prioritization, and Professor Howe let us act it out in our own disaster drill. Our time in clinical has been an experience that none of us will ever forget. We will never forget the endless hours of care plans and prep sheets, and we don't regret missing them. We learned something new from every patient that will carry with us for the rest of our lives. Our relationship with our peers and no other. Dinner conversations went from learning about each other and our backgrounds and where we came from, and now they involve feces, urine, blood, sputum, and everything in between. Our Friday nights went from going out with our friends and families to studying for hours and hours and hours. And I can't forget where we started this journey. Our best and worst friend, ATI. And I'd like to tell you a story. Recently, at least the people in my clinical class a friend of mine passed away from a long battle with Fourier's disease. While he was in the hospital, he was at Children's Hospital in Boston, and the care that he received was incredible. I went home for his Waking funeral because I was asked to be a pallbearer. And as I was one of the lessons there, I was standing at the top of his casket with his mother. And she said to me, "Treat every patient as if they're part of your family." For a woman to be able to stand at her son's casket and to tell me these words is something I'll never forget for the rest of my nursing career. And I hope that you, as my fellow students, instill that same care and compassion into your own practice. Okay. So, for those of you that happen to see my PowerPoint slide for my thank you slide, I really didn't get around to it until about 2 hours ago. So I created my thank yous and I'm sorries. And this is from me, and I kind of included my fellow classmates as well. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank my family and friends for all their support and encouragement, especially my father and my grandmother for raising me into the man I am today. I'd like to thank my Aunt Pat, my Aunt Kim, Ashley, Lisa, and my grandmother for inspiring me to join this profession. I'd like to thank my employers for receiving many phone calls for me changing my schedule because of nursing school. I'd like to thank our faculty for stepping away from the bedside and educating the next generation of nurses. And we're sorry that we argue with you in every test review. On behalf of the men in the class, we'd like to thank the woman for our newfound lower back pain. And we're sorry you had to take some of our patients. And I'd like to thank my fellow classmates for their support and encouragement throughout nursing school. This is a time we'll never forget. You have made an impact on me for the rest of my life. I wish you all the best of luck in your career and your lives. And I'm sorry I ignored you when you did things on my right side. And last but not least, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us tonight on this special evening. I'd like to wish you all happy holidays and a happy New Year.